Hello, I'm basically doing part one of the Spring 2011 Composers Forum blog. In this part, I wanted to reiterate what I was saying on stage because I know that the sound of this camera is not all that great and everything. And I basically wanted to tell you what I said on stage. So when I go on stage and when I talk, about one of my pieces or before they perform, before they play it. I usually introduce and tell people who I am. I give them my name and all that kind of stuff. I say that I'm a student composer at UCA. I let everybody know like how long I've been composing, and I've been composing for about like 4 years now. Basically, ever since I've taken ear training, and that's a really good class. It teaches you how to listen to melodies and how to be able to put them on sheet music. So I really enjoyed taking that, and it really helped me and started me in composing and everything, and it was such a blessing. And and all my gifts and talents, I use it for Jesus Christ, and I'm really proud of that. I always acknowledge God, and I believe strongly in that. Yes, and I told people about the music and why I had to write this fugue. I originally wrote this fugue last semester for a class that I took called Counterpoint. And basically, I took that with Dr. Dickinson, and he had all of us, by the end of that semester, all write fugues, because that's what we were studying. And he had us write it so that way we could know the structure of what goes on in a fugue and the form of a fugue and what all, like I said, goes into writing a fugue and stuff like that. We got tested on it and everything. So that's where Pirate's Tale came from, and that's what I wrote for the piece and everything, for the fugue that we had to write last semester. Yes. Yeah, so just to jump right into the music, A Pirate's Tale, my fugue. This is the very first fugue that I've written, by the way. So it was a lot of fun writing it and doing that. And it starts out in F minor, and with any fugue, there's a whole lot of there's a whole lot of modulation that goes on. And I modulated to minor 5 instead of major 5 like other composers. I call this an unconventional fugue because of for a couple of reasons, and that's one of them. I modulate to minor 5 instead of major 5. Usually composers modulate to the major 5 key instead of the minor 5. So that means that I go from the original key of F minor to C minor, and then it goes back to the original key. Then I modulate, my piece modulates to B flat minor, and then it modulates to D major, and then it goes back to the original key of F minor. This is the first piece that to where I didn't have any modal mixture going on. Modal mixture is basically when you go from major to minor, and I didn't have any of that in this piece at all. Like, you go from major and minor in the same key, and there was none of that in this piece. So I thought that was neat. And we had to follow like a set, like form of rules and everything in writing this. So because of that, I don't have modal mixture, and I have very little modal harmonies. I always have modal harmonies in my pieces, especially when I write them in major. There's always some kind of modal harmony in there. And the segment of the fugue that's in D major, now that's in mixolydian mode, of course. Always like the flat 7 scale degree and everything. It's, the C naturals, you hear C naturals all throughout those few measures and everything. But other than that, there are no more modal harmonies. So I have very few modal harmonies and no modal mixture in this piece. So I'm glad that I got to try something different. And, I learned that following the rules of, of theory and everything and of music isn't always bad. So, I'm glad I got to do that. When I first heard the melody, when the Lord first gave me that, when it first came to me and everything, it sounded very piratey to me. It sounded very lullaby-like, and I love folk-like and lullaby-type melodies. So it sounds very folk-like and very lullaby-like. Also, it's in minor, so it sounds very serious and very sombering and everything like that. Um, when I write a piece in minor, or whenever I hear a piece in minor, I don't think of it as sad. I think of it as more of a, sobering thing, or serious, thing, in other words. Um, to listen to. I love stuff in minor. Oh my gosh, I love it. But yeah, even though I had to follow all these, rules and everything ended up sounding great, and I'm really happy about that. So yeah, that's where the name A Pirate's Tale stemmed from and came from and everything, because the melody sounded really piratey to me. So that's exciting. Yes, hold on, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Okay, sorry about that. I covered the basic music of my piece. Just to let you know what I originally wrote this view for. I originally wrote it for bassoon and harp. Y'all know that I love the harp. But like I said before, harpists are really, really hard to find. And so I went on ahead and decided for the harp part to be substituted on out with the piano. And Carol plays beautifully, so I'm so glad that she got to play for me. And I'm so happy that I got to get Kevin, because those two are really, really just amazing. Like, they're just amazing hard workers and really good performers, and they take what they do seriously. And so whenever they work with other people, they take what they do seriously. It's a blessing. It was a blessing working with them. There's no stress with Kevin and Carol. I mean, they got together, without me to practice. I didn't have to tell them, things like that. I didn't have to deal with any stress with those two. I mean, they are amazing and stress-free because they know what they're doing. And when you work in excellence like that, then you're always going to be blessed. And I mean to tell you, those two are blessed, and I just know that they're going to make it big someday. And I'm glad that I got the opportunity to work with those two. So I'm really grateful that they got to help me on my piece. So that was a blessing. Yes, the forum was a success. Their performance was amazing. I'm glad that I got to speak, and I'm always articulate about what I do, and I like getting up and speaking about my music and showing the personality behind each and every piece of music that I write. So I'm really grateful that I got to do that, and that the audience, as well as Mr. Dickinson, I'm grateful that they allowed me to get up and speak like that. So yeah, this was my last Composers Forum, because I just want to concentrate on classes and graduating and everything like that. But I do have something else planned. I want to do a senior recital next year, at the end of next year, and I would like my very first orchestral work to be performed, They Shall Not Be Weary. And I think if I get the professors involved and get them to talk to the students and the ensembles that I'm wanting to be a part of this, I think that it can happen. So just be praying with me on that everything will come together for that. And They Shall Not Be Weary is an amazing, amazing orchestral work. Let me see. Yeah, this vlog is a little over 9 minutes, so I better cut it off and talk about They Shall Not Be Weary in the second part of this vlog.